Hey gamers, welcome to Board Games and Beyond, where we talk about what's news and new in the gaming industry.
Yep.
I'm your host, Rick.
And I'm Carrie.
And we're going to get right into it with the news. There we are. We're back with the news.
With the news.
So first off, we've got Happy Planet launch was announced by North Star Games.
Yes. So this is basically their sort of like a kids gaming imprint,
Right.
Which is really cool. So this comes from the designers of the Happy Salmon game.
Yes, which is amazing. It's a lot of fun.
Yes, super cool. And it also includes games called Funky Chicken and Monster Match. So it's a lot of super colorful games, basically aimed at a younger demographic.
Right, and they're also great icebreaker games. So if you're like at a, let's say, a team building meeting or an event, this game is something that if you take the Happy Salmon blue and green, which are, all it is it's enough so you can put more players on the, in the field, and you start playing Happy Salmon, it really does break the ice, gets people where they're no longer nervous to talk to anybody else in the group.
Right.
It's a lot of fun, and with Funky Chicken, it adds dance moves.
Okay.
And then, which is, you know, makes sense.
Right, a game called Funky Chicken.
Right, and then the monster match is just, it's like a quick matching monster who are eating donuts type situation.
Right.
So.
Really good all ages kind of games. I mean, it's so nice. Obviously, we've been experiencing this sort of board gaming renaissance within the last few years, and I've started to kind of feel that maybe like the younger demographic is starting to be a little left behind on that.
Sure.
But obviously, with developments like this, you have imprints dedicated to all ages, family-friendly board games, and it's really good to see.
And we're probably going to be playing this next week,
Awesome.
just so you know. One of the representatives from North Star Games, which is here in Maryland as well, is going to be stopping by on Monday, and maybe we'll be able to put something together with him.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So next, we've
Slightly
got
more serious.
Slightly
more serious than a game called Funky Chicken.
Yes, we've got Mordenkainen's Tomb of Foes. I don't know. I've never known if I've actually said the wizard Mordenkaine's name correct.
I've always said Mordenkainen.
Mordenkainen.
I might also be extremely wrong, but there is another N in there.
There is.
Maybe it's Mordenkainen.
Mordenkainen's Tomb of Foes is going to be coming out real soon. The pre-orders are available. You can go to your local game store and pre-order it. But the big thing we want to talk about is the hobby store exclusive version.
It's a gorgeous cover. I don't know if we can get that back up on the screen here, but it's artwork by Vance Kelly. It's really gorgeous. Obviously, it highlights the titular wizard himself. But the Tomb of Foes, appropriately, is a book dedicated to the monsters of Dungeons and Dragons. So I would consider this absolutely a must-have book for the dungeon masters out there.
And if you're a collector of, you know, limited edition books, which you can learn more about in the Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games.
Out June.
The hobby store exclusive fits that category of collectability.
Absolutely.
The tomb is built on the writings of the renowned wizard from the world of Greyhawk, gathered over a lifetime of research and scholarship. In his travels to other realms and other planes of existence, he has made many friends and has risked his life an equal number of times to amass the knowledge contained herein. In addition to Mordenkainen's musings on the endless wars of the multiverse, the book contains game statistics for dozens of monsters, new demons and devils, several varieties of elves and dwargr, and a vast array of other creatures from throughout the planes of existence.
Yeah.
That's a lot of...
It's a lot. It's going to be a big book. I think this is going to be about $50 when it comes out.
Correct.
So, I mean, that's fair for a book of this sort of stature. So,
Absolutely.
that comes out in May. That comes out on May 18th. So definitely head to your friendly local game store and pre-order that, especially that hobby store exclusive cover, which is, again, just a gorgeous piece of artwork.
I agree. Now, how do you know when a joke becomes a dad joke?
When people like you start making them?
It's when the punchline. When the punchline becomes apparent. And speaking of dad jokes.
Yeah. He is a dad, so like.
It's true. Dad Joke Face Off, the party game where you laugh first, you lose, by Ultra Pro Entertainment and Playroom Entertainment together. They make this amazing game. It looks hilarious. So, funny story. I call my son Lucas. I call him Lucas because it's his name, but I call him often, almost every day.
Okay.
And I hit him with a different dad joke every day. And his response to him every time is literally,
yeah.
Why? And on that note, I would like to say.
Oh, did you have a list of dad jokes?
I have a few
prepared?
here. Why can't two elephants go swimming?
Why?
Because there's only one pair of trunks. What do you call someone who dresses up like a noodle? An impasta. What do you call an alligator in a vest?
I don't know.
An investigator. So many good ones. They're the best.
I'm done.
So check out
so
Dad
if you
Joke.
want more of that, pick up dad jokes.
Yeah, it'll be available. I want to say its pre-order is available now, and it should be out on June 4th.
Okay, awesome. So coming up real quick, and then did we mention the publisher Playroom Entertainment?
Yeah, Playroom Entertainment and Ultra Pro Entertainment.
Ultra Pro,
Yeah.
absolutely.
They are joint effort to put out an amazing game that I'm going to get a copy of, and I'm going to use it to the utmost of its capabilities.
Yeah, you're going to use it in the most sincere fashion.
As dads would do. So that takes us, so that's what's news.
So what's new this week?
Let's find out what's new. Wow,
First up.
we are back with what's new.
What's new?
So this came out in stores this week.
Okay,
So we have Fantasy Flight Games Mansions of Madness Sanctum of Twilight expansion.
this is for the second edition.
Second edition,
Yes.
correct. So if you like H.P. Lovecraft and all those spooky stories, this game is absolutely for you as an expansion to the second edition core.
Yes.
In this, it looks like Arkham is under threat once more, but this time evil is not. I can't read that word because Fantasy Flight's over it, but that's okay. That's all right. There's just all sorts of new characters that you can pick up. And if
All
you've
sorts
played
of good
this,
stuff.
it's pretty fun because you got to have this person has heart but intellect 7, Lily Shen. To bring these nefarious misdeeds to light, the expansion brings 2 new investigators to Mansions of Madness. Lily Chen, who has spent her life training with an obscure sect of monks who believed that she was destined to one day face a great evil.
Ooh.
Nice. As a master of martial arts, when Lily attacks unarmed, she inflicts 2 additional damage on any monster she strikes.
Very cool.
Nice. Her intense training has also given her the will to become a stalwart defender against the unimaginable terror that lurks in the fringes of reality. That's why her intellect is 7,
Right.
which is amazing.
So, obviously, Mansions of Madness has already proven itself to be a pretty popular choice.
Yep.
The fact that they have already released the second edition and all these expansions is certainly testament to that. I mean, Fantasy Flight is one of my favorite publishers, just because the quality of the stuff that they have been putting out, especially recently, has been so good. The miniatures that they include in their games are so good. Everything is just really, really top-notch and really well done straight out of the box. So, obviously, we've come to expect a certain caliber of quality from Fantasy Flight, and I assume that the Mansions of Madness hitting shelves this week will be of that quality.
Yeah, and
so.
it should be added to everybody's library and game nights.
Yeah.
And if you are playing Mansions of Madness, take some photos.
Yeah, send them to us.
Let us see what your game party looks like. Tell us who survived, who went crazy. That's what I want to know. Who went crazy? So next we've got Burrows and Badgers. I happen to have the book already here in hand. This is from Osprey Publishing.
This is a skirmish game.
Correct.
Featuring sort of anthropomorphic animals like badgers and mice and frogs.
And foxes.
And they've got armor and swords and
Yes.
shields and magic, and it's very cool. I'm a big fan of the comic book series Mouse Guard.
Very good.
So like this very much reminds me of like that sort of
Mouse Guard,
aesthetic.
Squarriors.
Yeah.
You know,
all that good stuff.
It's pretty cool. So it's author is Michael Lovejoy. Illustrations inside are amazing illustrations, as you can tell by the
Just
cover
the cover,
here.
yeah.
By Gary Chalk. It is available now. And if you are familiar with Frostgrave or any of the skirmish games that Osprey puts out, this follows suit with that.
Yeah.
In this one, the Kingdom of Northumbria is a land in turmoil. The king, whose name is Red Wolf, has gone missing, and his son Rainier rules as regent in his stead. The realm faces threats from within and without, growing dissension amongst the knights and nobles. Whispers of revolution from the free beasts, wild beasts are encroaching on the borders, and bandits of all stripes are making the most of the chaos. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then if you are more of like a digital sort of focused person when it comes to your books, there is a PDF version available if you prefer to have that sort of thing on like an e-reader. So.
But this book,
it's nice.
It's nice. You want to have this on your shelf. It's got, like I said, it's got beautiful artwork right there, and all the internal art is just amazing.
It's real cool.
There's so much good stuff here, and all of the rules are real simple if you get into it. The thing is, what's great about almost everything Osprey puts out in regards to their miniature skirmishes is they want you to use any miniature that you own.
Yeah.
So if you already have a bunch of anthropomorphic miniatures, you can literally field them in this.
Absolutely.
And that could be like, if you have two wolves from another line of miniatures,
Right.
you're like, all right, these are my two wolf miniatures. Or if you go on to like Hero Forge,
Oh, yeah,
and
absolutely.
I built a deer, like a spacefaring deer character.
All right.
Yeah, he's awesome. But not for this. That was for another game.
Right.
But for Starfighter.
Right. Well,
we're not going to talk about that right now.
In
We'll talk
any
about that
case,
later.
like this is just like a really good. I feel like it's a good sort of intro to skirmish style
Absolutely.
games and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, new this week.
Yeah. So go pick it up.
Pick it up.
Yeah. Next, we've got
Museum Rush.
Museum Rush.
This is a board game, and you play as like a thief, and you play against your friends, and you have to dodge security guards and dodge the security cameras and like break into the museum and steal the loot and get out with the loot. And it seems very cool. The visual style is really, it's cartoony and it's funny and whatnot. So it's not going to have quite the same sort of, I don't know, like slightly more serious air that, what is the movie I'm thinking of? National Treasure.
National Treasure, Night at the Museum.
Treasure, yeah, Night at the Museum. That kind of those sort of things.
So this is by Room 7 or Room 17. It's available now at your local game store. It was originally a Kickstarter that was 340% funded.
Wow.
In this game, it's a competitive game for 2 to 4 players where you race against time to steal priceless treasures, like you said, while avoiding the cameras, guards, and your rivals. The museum itself is tile-based, so you're building out your game by flipping out tiles to build the museum. It has 6 different thieves. Each one has its own unique special ability, which is kind of cool. Each turn you pick up new cards, move, and probably try to swipe a priceless exhibit if you can.
Yeah. No, it's real cool.
Here's a little image of some of the different characters that you can play.
Yeah, it's definitely, it seems like the kind of board game where like no two experiences are going to be exactly the same. Because the thing is, there's 6 different characters that you can possibly play as, but it's only meant for
2 to 4.
2 to 4.
Yeah.
Which means you've got any number of possible mixes of thieves here to be working with. So
It's
pretty
amazing.
cool. Yeah.
So there's what's new this week, and there's probably lots more. But the best way to find that out is to go to your local game store and say, hey, what's new this week?
Yep.
Now, next, we've got our Evergreen.
And boy, is this ever an evergreen.
So let's check out our Evergreen Spotlight. So before we actually get into the little video piece on the Evergreen Spotlight, I just wanted to say that this particular game that we're about to show you is the game that brought me back to board gaming.
I feel like it's the game that brought a ton of people back to board gaming because, you know, it certainly arrived in the mid-late 90s in the United States, but I don't think I really heard about it until I was in college.
Right.
I had a lot of friends literally play this game every single Friday night.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But also amazing.
Also amazing. And then, of course, when we see what the game is, it should not come as a surprise.
Yep. Let's check it out. Hey gamers, Rick here with Game Trade Media. I'm with Ian, and Ian's going to talk to us about a game that has sold tens of millions of copies, Catan.
Millions of copies, Catan, absolutely. So Catan has been around for 20 some odd years, released in the 90s.
If you want to watch more on that particular video, go to our YouTube channel, and you'll find that particular one on Catan, and also one on the Catan Rise of the Incas, which is the newest version that is out or coming out soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of Catan, just to reiterate, this is a game that is featured in our upcoming book, The Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games, which is available for pre-order right now through the Diamond Previews catalog, and will also be available directly through Game Trade Magazine through the May issue.
Yep.
So we will be debuting that book at Origins Game Fair, where you can learn about Catan and Ticket to Ride and all sorts of other hugely influential games.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great read, and everybody should pick it up. Everybody watching this should pick it up. But that also leads us now to community. Speaking of Origins, where there's an amazing community of gaming and gamers. Let's do our community shout-out. All right, so let's shout it out.
Yeah.
We've got two different YouTubers that do reviews on board games, because that's one of the things, we don't really do reviews here at Game Trade Media.
No, we showcase the games.
What's available to you. But these guys do reviews, and I'd like to do a shout out to the Dicey Review. The YouTube channel is right there on the screen. Is it not? No? That's okay. You can find them on YouTube, but their username is the Baron Von Terror. I watched a few of their videos. They're really good.
Awesome.
And very engaging. So check out the Dicey Review. The other one is
Logan Chops Review.
Logan Chops Review.
And we'll provide the link to that in the video description for this video. So
in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely check those out. I mean, I feel like, you know, doing a good board game review can be really difficult because, one, you have to, like, get people together and play the game the way it's meant to be played, for one. But two, you have to, you have to make it engaging. You have to make it interesting. You can't just be like, beep, boop, we played the game, and it was good. Thank you for watching. It's got to be slightly more invested than that.
Yeah, and you also have to be engaging to your audience. You got to be able to speak intelligently on the mechanics, on the wins and the winning conditions, and everything that is essential to a tabletop gaming. You got to be able to speak intelligently on it. I fail at that every day. So why anybody's watching, beyond me. I'm just kidding. But we do appreciate everybody out there that does reviews. We love being able to look up your reviews when we are also doing content.
Yes.
Because it's a great way for us to learn more if we haven't had an opportunity to actually sit down and play a game.
Yeah.
Oh, who's got a review out? All right, check it out. All right. Oh, that sounds right. That sounds good. Okay, cool.
Right.
And we appreciate everybody out there doing it because you're part of the community, and we love that. So thank you. So that's our community shout out. That brings us to the end of our program.
That wraps it up for this week.
Yeah.
So
we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
I'm Rick.
And I'm Carrie.
This has been Board Games and Beyond.
And we'll see you at your local game store.
Indeed.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Game Trade Media. Before you go, we wanted to tell you about our new book, The Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games, which is available to pre-order right now.
You obviously love tabletop gaming, so do we. And this book provides a look at the history of all the different types of tabletop games, from card games like Magic the Gathering to role-playing adventures like Dungeons & Dragons, to the most classic of board games like Clue or The Game of Life.
Right. We've also got interviews with a lot of industry veterans like Peter Adkison and influencers like Matt Mercer, plus discussions with collectors and gamers of all kinds. The book also discusses the impact of crowdfunding on the industry and looks into why board gaming is experiencing such a boom right now.
We put a lot of love, a ton as a matter of fact, into this book, and we like to think that it provides a perfect snapshot of what makes tabletop gaming and the tabletop community so great. You can pre-order your copy right now by using diamond code APR181585. So head into your local comic or game shop today and tell them you want the Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games.
Thanks for watching Game Trade Media. Make sure to leave us a like and click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new content.